Only a very select few think of the idea of starting a business and actually execute on it. Most people who actually start businesses fail miserably and don't even will go all the way with their business. And the very, very few who actually make it to the top, boy, their stories are horror stories over horror stories. Today, we got a very special guest, and you know the cast of Your Strategic Partner podcast and show are bringing the heat once again. Are you ready? Let's go. This is Your Strategic Partner Show. Welcome to Your Strategic Partner podcast, where we give entrepreneurs the secrets, strategies, and processes to increase brand equity and max out revenue. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make sure you know this episode is sponsored by Bold Food, New Jersey's hottest food catering business right now that is so taking over. And yes, I am so enlightened and excited. We brought for the very first time ever, by the way, a brand new face. She is a guest of this evening, and we are going to drill her with a whole lot of love, with a lot of questions. Now, the interesting thing and what we're going to be focusing on tonight, and why it was so perfect to have her with us, is we are going to be focusing on starting a business from scratch without a diploma and without experience in that business. And this young lady not only is resilient, not only is she's a mom, not only she's incredible, she is a boss of all bosses. She's doing it, and she's done it her way. And I've known her since birth because she happens to be my actual beautiful blood sister, and that is none other than the one and only Tima. What's up, Tima? How you doing?
Hello. Oh my God, what a Wednesday, right? As you called it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, we love having you in here. And first of all, say hi to the crew. I know this is your very first time really with us. So how does it feel to be on Your Strategic
I
Partner
feel
show?
like I am on a pedestal right now. I mean, a golden pedestal that is freshly built just for me right now.
Well, we love you and we're gonna love on you. So let's get, first of all, you are a business owner, something that wasn't 6 months ago, and something that you probably were terrified and we talked about for years. And every time I even try to pull you into a network marketing business or just getting you to do anything, you would always say to me, my problem is I'm not usually the one who would finish a task, or I'll start and I'm not motivated enough. So can you talk to the world in here right now and let us know, like, what actually has changed that you went from that fear, scared little, never would ever touch anything, to all of a sudden I'm ready to build a business?
Absolutely. I don't want to give you the credit, but I am going to give you the credit, even though we're on this live platform. So, studying you for the past few months, you start to acknowledge that fear is something that I built myself. And if I can build my own fear and fill that negative tank, as you called it, I can change my mindset and fill my positive tank. So I want to say that by changing my mindset first, putting what my dream is second, and creating a plan that's going to project realistically what I can do, what I am anticipated to generate, what my audience is. I feel like once I started creating a formula that worked for me, things just started happening. It was no longer about I want to do, I wish to do, I dream to do. It was like, okay, well, create a menu. All right, good, you did that. Now talk to somebody about marketing. Well, I can do my own marketing. There you go, I'm saving money. All right, what's the next step? Figure out an audience. Who are you trying to target? Am I trying to do weight loss? No, I don't want to do everything. This is what I would like to do. And then little by little, it was just this draft that was all over, that was based off an idea, to it started being like, okay, well, on Monday you need to do this, and Tuesday and Thursday and Wednesday. And when I felt like, all right, this plan makes sense, go for it. And once I went for it, I started seeing love pouring out left and right, which of course you get that adrenaline when you start seeing people believe in what you believed, and people envisioning for you what you even haven't envisioned for yourself. Then you're like, man, I could do this. So that's how it all started. And of course,
Well,
thank God. God, I can never leave him out. I got to give him my thanks for being here, for putting it out for me, and for me to just go ahead and grab it.
All right. Well, that's a wrap. I'm out of here. I don't think there's anything else to be said. It is interesting. This week is not only St. Patrick's week, and also yesterday was International's Women's Day, and I gave my sister, amongst a few other women in my life, a major kudos. And you are one of the brightest, smartest, incredible individual. You know, I love you dearly, right? And I'm so proud of you, like to see you transition from, like I need that safety net. I need that safety net to all of a sudden, just spreading your wing. I definitely would like to hear from my partners in here, and because I know her, and I'm gonna save some of my questions for her because I'm gonna get personal with her. But I definitely would love to hear from you, ladies, if you have any questions for Tima, or if you have any feedback on her, because in some cases we're seeing us, when we started right within Tima right now, like we're hearing that, right, that breakthrough.
Yeah, Tima, first, welcome. I'm so
Thank
glad
you,
to have
Debbie.
you
Thank you.
here. And just like Ali, I am so proud of you.
Thank
And
you.
one
Thank
of
you.
the things you said stood out to me, and I'll just kind of do a little comparison of when I did my first kind of step out, was you said little by little.
Mm-hmm.
That's what stood out to me, right? Because we don't start by knowing everything, right? And we have to do little by little. And I will tell you, Tima, my first entrepreneurial journey was actually a friend of mine had a catering business like you. I did the bartending side of it. We did beverage and catering, not a clue, and nobody to help me. Right. I had nobody to help me, didn't know what I was doing. And what I can tell you is the stress of not having a clue what you're doing and nobody around to help lead or guide or to model after. Like you said, you've been watching Ali, and you learn so much even from watching. So I mean, I'm not surprised at all that you're succeeding, because that's what it takes, is little by little in a plan, instead of what I did when I was 19, right? And just was throwing everything out. Well, let me try this, right?
Correct.
So I'm just so excited that you're here.
Thank
And
you. Thank you, Debbie,
man,
so much.
yes.
Yeah, I'd like to throw in there too that you mentioned how Ali helped you change your mindset, right? He's really good at that, right? You have all these negative thoughts, and sometimes you don't even realize you have them. And then here comes Ali coming along and is like, listen, we're going to change these thoughts around. And then the magic starts happening. But I do want to ask you, so I'm a mom myself. I have 4 little kids, but I'd love to ask you, as being a mom and a business owner, how you juggle both of them, or what some of maybe the obstacles are, and how you're learning to overcome them a little bit.
Sure. That's actually a really good question, because that was the question and the answer that triggered everything for me. So I worked in a restaurant business for 8 years or so, and I loved it. I love being around people. I love getting to know people. I love serving people, and I love knowing that someone had a good day or a bad day or an event, and I was that person who turned their day around, right? It wasn't even about the money. All the money was good, but it wasn't about that. But on the flip side, that took me away from my husband and my brand new beautiful home and my kids and my family members. So I took a little break. We decided that the kids needed me home. And being around my kids, I constantly say, you need to go to practice and you need to do this. And what's your goal? And you need to do it. And I found myself sitting here from the seat, looking down at them, telling them all the things they should pursue, all the fears they should throw away, all the goals they should put for themselves, and to never, ever put limitations on themselves, because people put limitations on us. I said, your balance is your balance. What I think is hard can be very easy for you. So you go and shoot for the stars. And then one day just clicked to me, and I said, well, here I am telling them to do A, B, and C. But yet again, I'm failing to do that for myself. So then the second step was, a lot of times it's easier to correct other people. It's easier to tell people what to do. But it's so much harder to apply that same energy into you. So that was the first step, what triggered me. The second step, I don't want to cry because this gets a little emotional. As my kids are getting older, and they're not that, they're 6 and 3. But
I'm
as
still
they're
gonna take a screenshot if you cry, by the way, just so you know.
I allowed food to create time where me and my kids bonded. So I'm very against social media and for my kids and video games and all that, but I also know I can't keep them away from it, right? That's the world we live in, as long as we do everything with boundaries. So I started seeing them kind of drift from me because the things I was a little bit more interested into, they weren't. And I was constantly like, get out the kitchen, you're gonna get burned, get out this. So then I started saying, well, how about today we can cook together? And I can explain to you that this meal was my husband's grandmother, may her rest in peace. That's what she used to cook on this holiday, that I've learned. Or let me show you what this meal means to other people. Or let me show you why people eat this way. And I started seeing that created this ambiance in my house where things became so fluent. And we started communicating through foods. So I was like, wow, I'm spending quality time with my children, teaching them about nutrients, about fresh food, about putting your heart and soul into something just to see somebody smile and say, oh my God, this was delicious, And they started respecting it, and they don't throw away the food anymore now. So it was just almost like a dominoes effect. And I started seeing a really big positive turnaround in my house through my children. So that's how but a lot of times, Sans or Allie, I tell them to get out of my kitchen because that's my
I love that. I love how you incorporate them in what you're doing for your business, make it family time. Those are memories they're going to cherish. That's awesome.
Thank you.
I do have to ask. So growing up, obviously, mom was in the kitchen all the time. I mean, even you go to mom's house, you're coming out smelling like onions because that was the thing. Right. I mean, that was her signature move. Like you could not go to my mother's house without being called out by somebody. Like anywhere you would go, like you were at mom's, like, wow, you smell like onions. Right. So how much did mom inspire the idea of you just falling in love with it? Because I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I tell my sister, I'm like, dude, like all you do is you're cooking all the time. And at one point, she would like do all these amazing Instagram reels and she's getting all these views. I'm like, dude, like make money, do something, create a blog, do a show. Like you're wasting talent in here. And this was like God's honest truth. Like, I don't know, like the beginning of the pandemic, and she's like getting really good at it. I'm like, you got a talent in here. So talk to me about how much did mom inspire your actual just the mindset of going in the kitchen every day and loving it instead of it being a business?
That is a very good question, because for the longest, my mom and I were just different. We're just different people, right? She likes what she likes. I like what I like. Her perception and perspective of things is just so opposite of me. And you got a mom who has a younger daughter, so then you start to butt heads on ideas and approaches, and you're like, well, I just care about you. Well, just let me be a woman. And then there was this constant push, right? And then once I started cooking, I started seeing me and my mom. And then this huge doorway opened up, like, oh, we're more alike than we are different. And then I started learning about why she was cooking. Her way of cooking was to make everybody feel rich. Her way of cooking is by making everyone feel that you are part of something. You are part of a family. You are welcome. You are important. Her way of making a meal that she didn't know how to make, but she learned just because you are from a different country, was her love language of getting to know people. Her food was her currency. And that was such a big factor for me. When I mean currency, I don't mean financial currency. Yes, you can make it a financial currency, but it was currency of the love. It was currency of the heart. It was currency of creating a network. Because who doesn't like food? And who says no to food, especially to good food? So once I started having conversations with her in the kitchen on FaceTime while I'm trying out all these recipes, she started telling me, oh, I remember, back in this time where I invited this person and we talked about this, and now she'll come in from Florida and do you want to learn this quick recipe? And we bond. And she came up here for 6 days. I kid you not. We didn't realize we didn't leave the house. All we did was cook and fold laundry, but we loved it. And it was so It was just such a good time to get to know each other and a different angle. So
and especially for those who don't know, obviously our upcoming is very interesting, right? Like we got 2 moms and 2 dads, and we don't have stepmom and stepdad. We call them all mama, baba, dad, and mom, right? Like and we love that. They get along very well, and I feel that because there were in periods of our upcoming, there were gaps, right, of that one parent, whether we were in Morocco, whether we came in here, whatever it was. So I genuinely see that food has connected or rebonded. And by the way, like I know I'm bragging about my sister, but she creates experiences. Like I wanna just kind of give you a little bit of a sneak peek. Can y'all see my screen real quick in here?
Sure can.
So this is what my sister creates, like a full experience, a date for 2 individuals. It's not just about here's the food, have a good day. No, I'm going to create a full experience for you. And I want to know, Tima, like, again, I'm not even gonna lie to you, like I was even amazed and shocked in a positive way. Like, where did this come from? Like, where did this gifted look at this,
That's crazy.
this is what I'm saying. Like, this is not a matter of like I can cook, because there's a lot of people who can cook, but it's sloppy, it's ugly. I'm talking about extremely well thought out, presentable
Wow.
foods that she puts out, for and those are, I guess that's the reason why. So anyways, I'm gonna stop sharing in here because we're starting to
I'm really hungry now.
yes indeed.
Tima, that's beautiful. Beautiful
Thank you.
marketing, beautiful imagery.
Where did that come from? How are you inspired by all this?
Oh, you're hitting really emotional dots for me today, but I'm gonna give you the answers because we're matching. I didn't realize we were wearing uniforms.
I got the memo.
So this is actually a little emotional for me. When we first came here, I was younger. I was 6th grade, 7th grade.
June 20th, 2002.
Yeah, so a long time ago. I couldn't speak the language. So, being in that middle school age, a lot of people don't know you. A lot of people, when you don't speak the language, you don't get nice treatment, right? You're treated as the outsider.
A business owner.
And I wondered, I said, what could open up a doorway for me without having to learn the language? Because it was going to take me a while to learn English. I'm like, what can I do this next year? So I remember my first friend came over and I just cooked. And this like bulb lit up. And then she told somebody, like, she's such a good cook. And I actually found friendships through food. So food opened up love for me. Food allowed me to be accepted. And then I started seeing that with food, you get relationships, right? And then working in a restaurant for so long, you start seeing people came to celebrate or came to mourn sometimes, or came to remember, came to forget, right? It could go either way. And working with 2 phenomenal, I call them angels. It was my old boss, Chiro, and his brother, Pat, who I hold so dearly to my heart. Working so close to them, they taught me to always have integrity. They always taught me that it's not about a dollar, because dollars come and go. Love doesn't. Giving someone an experience they can remember does not. So yes, because I said, well, don't worry about it. It's one dish only. Well, that dish matters to somebody else because that was their one and only dish. You don't know that somebody saved their last dollar to come to have this experience or have this meeting. And I started learning so much from their level of respect that they had for food, how they spoke to a whole community through food. And of course, I'm like, how do you make this? How do you make this? And they show me the authentic way to cook, not necessarily what they cooked, but to just put your heart and soul and allow food to connect with people and be who you are. And who I am, I love to make people feel special and important. And I like to make people feel that just because you don't have the money to do something, you don't have to be embarrassed about it. We can still give you that same exact experience in a luxury of your home and your nightgown because you want to lose weight or whatever case may be. But we can still do that for you. Of course, if you allow bold food to do so. But that's where all that came from.
Hey, Ali Mehdaoui here, the author of The Lion Network Marketer. You may be one of the 47,000 people who have purchased the original book 5 years ago, but today we have recorded the audiobook version. But for every chapter from 2016's launch, we've added a new chapter from 2020. Pick up your copy today at no cost to you in winwithali.com.
All right, can I jump in real quick because I feel like we're in double dutch right now. I've been like trying to get in. Everybody kept jumping in before me. I'm like, I want to say something.
Well, nobody interrupt the Koyo. All yours, brother.
So here's the first thing. First of all, I want to say congratulations, Tima. Just amazing. Ali gushes about you all the time whenever we get a chance to speak. Just your metamorphosis of just where you came from and where you are now, and really never having a chance to really speak to you. Just listening to you talk about what you do. I don't know about everybody who's listening right now, but you can feel the passion. You can feel the love. And I think when you have those two things together, it oozes out of you, right? And then, of course, it shows up and people taste it. And it's something that people can taste in their mouth. They can feel your passion and love because of what you put behind your work. And so real quick, I want to ask you this. So when you first got started, obviously, when you start a catering business of any kind, you have no clients out the gate, right? You have no idea how to formulate it, how to work it, or whatever. So when you first had the idea to get started, what were some of the hurdles, that presented itself for you to get started? And then what are some of the things you've learned that you didn't know that helped you to get all the client base that you already have now?
So I think my biggest hurdle, and it's something we're presently going through right now, is food costs. And I don't mean to bring the business side of things, but things are, you guys see the stores now, things that were $30 or $50, things were $2 or $7. So I'm treating everything as I'm still cooking for just myself and my husband. And that's how I priced everything. And I'm like, no, but I just want to give people things so that I don't want to break their pockets and stuff. But that gave me a big wake up call. Like, times are changing. You need to be able to accept the times you're in, and you need to be able to be fluent enough to migrate from each single lane and not guilt trip yourself, right? Because a lot of times when we're so new, we're so excited. We just want people to jump on this wagon with us. And, oh, no, I just want to make it so affordable for everybody so that they can do it. And then I had to stop. And my in-laws and my husband, who are my guinea pigs. So thank you guys for trying all my foods for the last year, because Lord, they tried the salty and the burnt for me just to be able to be here where I'm at today. They said to me, listen, trust who you are, trust in what you do, trust in your hands, and trust that God got you. You do this so comfortably when you don't have a title. But the minute you create the title, you recreated those fears. That is okay. People at the end of the day, they're going to love what they love and they're going to hate what they hate. And there's nothing you could do to change that, right? How many times you went to a restaurant, people are like, I hate this place. And people are like, how could you hate it? I love this place. So they said, be who you are through what you're doing. We got you. They've been spreading the word. Oh, maybe too much, because I'm like, wait, guys, give me a second, But I think through their everyday support, text messages, group chats, my brother, my Ali, you wake up and you're like, all right, new page. What's next? What are we going to do today? And you learn and you grow and you take it for what it is. You laugh some days, you burn yourself some days, and that's it.
I love it. Can y'all tell that that's my sister? I never seen this side of her, by the way. She's always goofy, silly, or telling me to shut up. But we got a couple of questions. And by the way, for those of you who want to be part of the conversation, we definitely would love for you to be part of it. So text us 732-455-2570. That is 455-2570. Send us a text message. If you want to be part of the conversation, you never know. We may even call you and add you into the conversation with Tima, so you can ask her directly anything that may be relevant for you. So we got a couple of questions in here. The first one came from Mark A. Jackson. Mark, thank you so much for being with us. He said, when did you realize your gift needed to be shared with the world? When did it click for you?
I'm going to go back to the drawing boards. It clicked for me when my son, the older one, Mason, I was giving him a lecture because I just have to do my affirmations every day and my studies with him. And he says to me, Mommy, why don't you do what you love every day? And he just put my back against the wall. He says, you look so happy in the kitchen all the time. And you also look so mad. So there's feelings there, right? He said, why don't you do this? You're so good at it. And I think you'll be really, really good with people because you're so nice to us and you cook for us all the time. And I think that's when it all made sense to me. When my child saw the joy and the work and the passion that I'm putting into my food, I knew I was.
Isn't that powerful? Like kids are like powerful. I mean, most of what I've learned has come to me after Sebastian was born, or now I can't wait for Isabel calling me out every single day.
Good luck.
For real. Yeah. So let's take a couple more questions, and we definitely have. This one is from your favorite. Who is your favorite family member, aka sibling, to cook for? And I'm curious.
You know what's so funny? I have to say Hassan. And I'll tell you why.
All right, Hassan, you got what you wanted. You can get off.
But let me answer why. Because Lord Jesus, he is so brutally honest with me. Yep. And what is good, it is good. And what it is not good, he's going to tell you why it's not good and what you lacked and what you did that made it not good. So, yep. and I need honesty when I'm creating these recipes. I'm like, please don't say it's good because you love me and you're just hungry. Like, I need you to tell me, listen, this sucks. Don't even put that out there. Yeah. He gave it to me. He's like, you're wasting your money. Don't even put that on the menu. Or on the flip side, I think this is the one. You should go for it. So.
Right on. And I believe we have more of a statement instead of a question. And that says, Tima's food has helped me through the most hardest times in my life with the love she put in her food. And don't cry now. I'm going to take screenshots. You better take your hands down. Put in her food. She prepared me for a while, comfort me same time. Both foods is a true blessing. All right. I'll let you have a moment. Should I make her a large full screen so we can see how your crying face looks like? So that's Tima's mom-in-law, and I call her Mama Harding. I gave her kudos yesterday on that live as well. We love you, Mama Harding. Tima, what you want to say? I'll let you cry for a minute.
That's what it's all about, really, Tima. Everything you shared with us about your passion and your love. And I know I've been in the food industry as well. And it really is. I mean, food is the universal love language, right? And that's why, holidays, we prepare all of our favorite foods with our family to share that love. And so thank you so much for sharing your heart and your passion and your love for that. And I hope, Tima, that those tears and that comment from your mother-in-law lifts you up and elevates you to know that your passion and your heart, that you are serving people, right? So congratulations again, because ultimately, at least for me, those comments are priceless. Yes, you're running a business. Yes, you have to figure out all of the cogs, right? But those comments are what's priceless to me.
Just a comment on the comment that my mother-in-law left.
Comment on the comment.
And we're going to comment. Food elevated my love for her and allowed me to speak to her into who I was. And she embraced me for all the differences and all the rights and all the wrongs. And then through food, because I love being in the kitchen and she watches the kids and, we kind of collab on that part. we started brainstorming and sharing each other's fears and sharing each other. And she's like, well, I've always wanted to do decorating, but I'm just, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't know if it's too late. I don't know. She was a steam fitter for her whole life. So go figure, right? And I'm like, well, it's so funny that you say that because I'm afraid too. And I want to do the food thing. And it's almost like, we were laughing about it. It's almost like two queens putting two thrones on each other. Like, I got you, you got me. Because she turned around and started her decoration business. And I told her it's never too late to do what you're good at. And she turned around and told me, and it's never too late to pursue the love that you have for these things. You do it no matter what. And I said to her, well, you do it for free no matter what. So now what? And little by little, you start seeing this confidence. It's almost like, the yin yang, you lean on each other and you create within each other. And then this new environment started getting created. It's like excitement and adrenaline. Like, so what you got today? What are we posting today? Yeah, but how about this? I'll make this dish. Can you make me the decor that I'm going to give to this person? And like you said, when you fuse the same love and when you fuse the same passion, you can move mountains. Money can be made anywhere, but longevity of something needs positivity and love. Point blank, period.
Oh, that is my sister. Who are you?
Got this.
Hey, real quick, I want to throw something in there, and hopefully you thought this out. But I'm listening to everything, and I'm hearing the passion that you have for what you're doing. And it's one thing to start a business. It's one thing to start growing the business, but we always talk about scaling the business. Mm-hmm. So what's the vision? Where do you see it going from just doing it where you are locally in a local market? Do you see it statewide? Do you see it nationwide? Do you see it global? Do you plan on being a travel chef for, like I have a friend who also is a chef in Dallas. She just cooked for the running back from the Tennessee Titans. And she had posted on her Facebook. And I was just like, okay, cool. And that just popped in my head. Like, what's your vision for your business?
Can I answer this in an opposite way, Tokoyo?
Absolutely.
I
can tell you how I don't see it.
Whatever. That's my sister. That's my sister. Like, who says that?
Your sister, Ali, your sister.
I'll tell you what I don't see. Go ahead.
I do not see me losing sleep to make money. I do not see this business pulling me away from my family. I do not see me taking on clients just to see my bank account double. I don't want to do that. I'm not ready to do that. If I don't want to cook, well, guess what? You're not going to get the lobster tails today. I've learned that money cannot buy you time. It just cannot. I wanted to, but it won't. It just cannot. I spent, like I said, so many years giving me to the people. And then when I stopped, I left empty in the inside. I missed my child's first steps and his first words. And I had to ask my husband, who's the best father and husband. I have to give it to him.
Ricky, all day, every day. Kudos to Ricky Harding, y'all.
Although he leaves those dishes in the sink, but now they're in the sink. They're not on the counter. So we're getting there. He said to me, listen, he's so simple and he appreciates the simple things in life. And he sat me down and said, listen, I love what you're doing. You don't speak the language. I know God can take you to very, very, very far places. Do not lose who you are and do not lose sight of why you started this, which is two things. I want to make people feel special. And through that, I want to feel special with my family. So that has to be boundaries of what I possibly can do and of what I cannot do.
I love that.
Good stuff. That answers the whole thing right there. And again, I appreciate you for your honesty and what matters to you matters to you. You know, so I appreciate you from where you're coming from.
I am me, and me is I.
Yeah, so we got a quick shameless plug, and we're gonna get back into a lot of people who are commenting a lot of goodies, and I want to make sure I give everybody a whole lot of love, a whole lot of kudos. But just tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Ali D, your strategic partner, is debuting her coaching session tonight in our Influencer Attraction Media, aka I Am platform. If you are a member, you already know what you're going to get. If you're not a member yet, hey, Ali, D, and Tima, do me a favor. Can you point down, because both of you are right above where it says IAM.media. You can go ahead and sign up tonight. It's literally $1.50 a day, but you get to work with incredible individuals. You get to have everything to start, grow, and scale a business. And trust me, you do not want to miss her segment tonight at 8 p.m. She's going to be teaching you how to work smarter, not harder. Plus, she's got some incredible real-time homework that she's going to give you tonight that as soon as you drop, you're about to rock and roll, baby. So if you have an ounce of entrepreneurship, you're going to want to be in that webinar. All right. So let's get back into tonight. And I'm going to give a couple of shout outs to a few of our contributors in here and commentators. Mark Jackson, we appreciate you, man. You've showed a whole lot of love. Tima, where are you located? Tell them real quick.
Thank you, Mark. I am located in South Amboy, New Jersey, Middlesex County.
There you go. Ali McDonald, great advice. Lori Shaw said, great live, Debbie and crew. We love you for that. Mark, kids don't have filters. They sure do not. Rick 6, I think I know who that is. Yes, he will eventually make it past the sink. Johnny, she said, hello, everyone. What's going on? Mama Harding, we love you too. Mark asked, what is your favorite dessert to prepare, Tima?
Remember you asked me to call you things that I envision. I don't do desserts. And the reason no, but here's the reason. And I can't believe I'm about to put it out to the world, but I'm glad I am. So this is my time to put the thing. I have a butter phobia. I don't cook with butter. My food has no butter. I've been terrified of butter since my brother can remember me.
Yeah, so legit. Let me elaborate for because I see your faces. You're like, what is she saying?
Need some information on this.
Okay, so I kid you not. If there is a thought of butter on the table, not the butter, if there's a thought of butter in the table, she wouldn't, just her stomach gets really, really upset. I remember when we were still kids, when we wanted to grab her food, like we already ate, and we're like, man, I wish I can get some more. And we just look at her and all we had to mention or show butter. And then she will get up from the table and go throw up, unfortunately. Sorry about the TMI. And then we had food. We're like, I'm about to devour that thing. And when I say real phobia, I mean, it is legit. Like she will make up stories about how she's allergic and she could die if butter touches her food in a restaurant.
Lawsuit,
just so there is no phobia.
I was like, I'm from the South, and we put butter on everything. Like everything has butter in it. But I'm curious, so I have to ask though. You said you make lobster, so you have to have butter for your lobster. What do you give them instead?
I had to learn that some people like what they like, and I don't cook what I'm not gonna cook, right? So you are you, and I am me. Most of the food I've actually mastered with cooking without butter. It's funny, I used to want to have a cooking show called Cooking Without Butter. But I
wait a minute. Let's explore that right there. Because I see a show right there, Cooking Without Butter.
I wanted to, maybe I'll still have it. Who knows?
People would be intrigued just to see how you cook without butter.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been cooking for years, and I've just mastered every single way to utilize different oils, different wines to create the same flavor and create the same consistency. But there's been few very selective times, like my husband's like, I need my butter with the lobster. So this is the plan that we do. My in-laws, who again, the support is out of the world. They make the melted butter at home. And my mother-in-law brings it covered, and we sit in separate parts of the house. And she would wash dishes for me, the microwave, the sink, and she would give me the okay. You're in a safe zone, so I don't have to see it or touch it. And my husband cannot kiss me for the next 24 hours. So,
okay, but now I have to ask. So, is the butter phobia did it come from something that happened to you, or you just have a phobia?
As long as I remember her.
Yeah. I've always just had it since I don't ever remember not being afraid of it. But then yet again, it's like people are afraid of heights, right? You know that feeling you get?
Sure.
It's the same feeling that I get from
people make fun of me as being afraid of heights.
My platform.
I think we need to book her a session with Debbie. She's an actual psychiatrist, and she could probably get to the root of it.
No, see, and here's what I'm thinking. I'm going, Tima, I know a team of strategic partners that can take your vision to the next level and have a show about cooking without butter. That's where my brain is
Just
going.
so you know, that is a hot title, by the way. Cooking without butter. Do you
I'm
know how many
telling
people?
you, girl.
Just people who I'll look into the analytics. You know me, I go into that, who are searching cooking without butter. I guarantee you there is like umpteen people every single second who are. Let's see, Ali McDonald. We'll take 2 more questions here. How many hours a day do you work your business? You are also a busy mom, so you must be very structured.
Yes, it is. I take sometimes hours and hours because every single person that orders from me, I actually food shop that morning for that order. I don't do frozen. I just feel like it just doesn't taste good, right? And that's just my personal perspective. I'm not doing it to gain more clientele. I'm just doing it because I just don't like it. So I'm not gonna do it to other people, right? So taking my managerial skills that I've had in the previous years working in a restaurant with creating food orders, what do you need to prep? Being serve safe certified, learning temperatures, how to store things, how to properly put out things, etc. And using my Outlook calendar. That I first plug in Mason's basketball, Bryson reading time, etc. Right. And then I plug in, all right, we got to work on the app, which the iOS is coming soon, guys. We're almost there.
Yeah, by the way, for those who don't know why she just mentioned that, she also happens to be the vice president of operations of Mehdaoui Enterprise. So she is a busy, multiple streams of income, hardworking, busy mom who just happens to be the most fun person you can ever hang with too, by the way. Best parties ever.
Oh, can't wait.
Don't want to struck my own ego, but since you said it, thanks.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Let's see. Mark said his next wife will be a cook. He is convinced. All right. I'm glad you were inspired. And then the last question, let's take it from Patrice Harding. That is sister-in-law. What is your favorite meal to make? Do you prefer the quick meals or the meals that require hours or day-long preparation?
Oh, I need the hours. Oh my God, do I love to sit there and watch my short rib sit in seasoning all day and I'm flipping it and talking to it because I know when I'm putting those hours, 1, I'm appreciative of the people that took a chance on me. 2, I get to know me and my resilience through those hours that I put in because anybody can make scrambled eggs, right? It's quick. You're like, all right, here you go. But when I sit there I'm telling you guys, I take sometimes 10 to 12 hours a day to create food because I talk to my food. I put a playlist. My husband's on the other side of the counter. And I say this way, we vibe. We create a vibe together. And then when the people come in and then later on, I'm like, babe, did they send you a text? How was the food? Like, I need to know. And you get that, oh my God, that was the best thing that I ever ate. It makes those 10 hours so worth it. Oh my God. I'm like, I can't wait to wake up and do it again. So that's my answer to that.
Hi, my name is Ali Mehdaoui, and I have spoken over 500 conferences in 3 languages, including TEDx and many Fortune 100 companies, sold books in 7 countries, and I focus on helping struggling entrepreneurs to leverage social media and the digital space to create brand equity and revenue. Visit me today at winwithali.com and let me show you how we can grow your financial bottom line and help you expand with momentum. We are introducing a few segments, and tonight I have the privilege to introduce before you for a brand new segment from the man, the myth, the legend from North Carolina, Mr. Tokoyo Carlton. If you have ever had the opportunity to work with the man, he is extremely inspiring. He's always motivational. He is a military man, a veteran, and he survived a heart transplant. So my man got to experience life twice on this earth, which I actually totally and utterly love that. So he's got a brand new segment that I don't want to steal his thunder. I want him to introduce. And Tokoyo, talk to us. Introduce to us your brand new segment.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, folks? And as you can see, I'm always excited and motivated, truly motivating. And tonight has really just changed what I was going to say, actually, or what I was going to cover tonight. This segment is called a motivational moment. And for those who follow me on social media, you know that's one of my hashtags I put on everything, because everything to me in life is about motivation. Because again, it takes motivation, it takes energy, it takes something outside of yourself to actually move towards that thing that you're looking for in your life. And so this motivational moment is dedicated to Tima and of course her business. And of course, listening to her tonight. And guys, I just want you to understand this, because I need you to picture yourself as Tima right now. I need you to picture yourself as someone who was, has been wanting to do something all their life, right? And didn't even know they wanted to do it. So she started at the age of 6, I think was 6th grade or 6 years old, already knowing what her purpose was, but not really knowing it. See, guys, we all have a purpose. And I want you to understand that right now. Everyone who's listening right now, there's a purpose. There's something in you that no one can take away from you, something that you're very good at, right? People give you people tell you all the time, well, girl, you can cook good. Or, well, hey, you're good at doing hair. You're good at doing this and that. And so, guys, sometimes we must listen, because we'll go out and we'll try to go get a job, or we'll go try to get an education, a college degree in a certain career. But that career doesn't really fulfill us. It doesn't give us that gratification that we're looking for. It doesn't make us feel good inside. And as you heard her say, she said she felt empty, right? And so again, I want you to understand that some of us are operating outside of our purpose right now. And so I'm asking you right now, if you're listening to this show and you heard all the things that she said and all the comments that flooded in through our comment section, guys, understand that again, you can take something that's in you and you can bring it out of you, and guys, can't no one take it from you. But once it's out of you, guys, you need to know that it can explode, right? And when you got that love that you put into it, that passion that you put into it, it's just different. It operates on a different level. See, everybody doesn't have to like what you do. Everybody doesn't have to participate in what you do. Everyone doesn't have to sign up with whatever you're going to do, right? All you have to know is that you're happy, right? You have to know that your family is happy. And see, guys, it's not about the money for her, right? But again, maybe it's the money for you. Maybe it's the trips and all that stuff. But guys, sometimes it's just about feeling good. And so again, that's my motivation for the day, is that, listen, whatever it is that you're doing, whatever that you're doing in life, you have to kind of take a checkup for a neck up and go write it down. You have to go sit in that quiet space within your home and say, you know what makes me happy? What are my friends saying about me? What is my family saying about me? Right? What are total strangers saying about me? Are they saying that, hey, man, you're great at connecting people, right? Every time there's something going on, you're great at putting this person together and this person together. Are you good at cooking? Are you good at doing hair? Are you good at doing nails? You have to listen, guys, because sometimes our purpose is hidden from us, even though we're doing it all the time. But sometimes it takes other people to bring it out of us, like her son did, right? He said, Mom, you're happiest when you're in the kitchen. Also angry too, but you're happiest when you're in the kitchen. So again, it's important that we start listening to the people around us, as long as it's positive, right? And so again, that's my motivational moment for today. And we're gonna be doing this every Wednesday. We'll take a topic, we'll take a story, we'll take an individual story, and we'll highlight that so that you can understand that, hey, listen, guys, there's something out there for everyone. You just have to be open. You have to use that third mind, that third eye, in order to find it, in order to see it, in order to go out and go after it. And in fact, here's the thing: once you find that purpose, that motivational moment for you guys, you have to be willing to go after it. And that's what she did. She made no excuses once she made her mind up. So, guys, I'm excited about what's going on. Again, congratulations, Tima.
Thank you.
Man, I'm excited. I'm excited. So that's going to
a motivational moment by Takoya Carlton. Give it up. Some virtual applause. A whole lot of love. Man, that was awesome. Brand new segment. And there are more that are going to be coming as well. I also got a segment for today, and it was inspired by Tima. So, Tima, since you are our guest, I got you ever play Overrated, Underrated? You know what that is? Okay, so I give you a topic and you tell us if it's overrated or underrated. In this case, it's going to be foods. So I'm going to tell you a type of food and you're going to tell me like, man, that is so overrated or underrated. Can you handle it? So here we go. Number 1, green fruits, such as apples. We are told usually like 1 apple a day will keep the doctor away. Do you think that is overrated or underrated?
Underrated.
Underrated. You care to?
Why?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I thought I just had to pick or choose.
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's underrated. I think we live in a country where everything that is processed is pushed into our face because we are conditioned to think that we don't have time to eat, we don't have time to cook, and we need to spend more money because we need to put more money into the economy, and because we are employees, we cannot be entrepreneurs, right? And it goes higher and higher and higher. So I feel like that green is so, nobody goes to the green section. I go food shop all the time, and there's a bunch of kale sitting there, and then you turn around and all the canned raviolis are gone. It's insane. So the green stuff could trigger your mind, your energy, it can, your skin, it could do wonders. And also,
All right.
I just had to can I throw something out there?
Yeah.
God made every single vegetable and fruit color coded for a reason. So just look up a color coded chart for fruits and vegetables to know why it is red or why it is green. Just had to throw that out there.
Again, who are you? I have never seen this side of you, but I'm loving it. Avocados, overrated, underrated?
Overrated.
Love them.
Love them, but I think everybody now.
You don't even understand what you're doing right now. You're
But
coming to the
avocados are
house of the
green.
host of the Avocado Toast.
Let me answer. Can I
Go for
answer? Can I get my
Yes.
side? When I mean overrated means everybody figured out avocados now to the point people just put in avocados for show and for a pretty picture. And like, you know, when you cut it, like, oh, I got the perfect avocado. I think it's just a lot of people eat avocados more so for marketing purposes. That's what I mean by overrated, if that's what you mean. But if you're talking about
You're good. You're good. How about high-end steaks, like a fillet or, like $150 steak? Is that overrated or underrated?
Underrated. That's always underrated.
Tell me
I feel
more.
like people don't respect a good steak. Not all steaks are good steaks. I don't want to name any food chain restaurants, but a food chain.
You can. We good. We they're not sponsored.
All right. Well, a TGI Friday steak is not a Fernandez Steakhouse steak. They're just levels to your steak. And I feel like people who get to know food start to eat good steaks at a good temperature. Just going to leave it at that.
Okay. Berries, overrated or underrated? You hear that you got to have your berries and, it gives you your amino acids and all those fancy things. Overrated, underrated?
Underrated.
Underrated. Care to add anything to it, or we can leave it at that?
They're underrated because people think that strawberries are the only berries out there. So I think there's hundreds of berries that serve different purposes that can be utilized in different foods in different ways. Even for facial masks, you could use berries for that. So that's why I think they're super underrated.
Meal planning, underrated or overrated?
Come on.
I mean, there are a lot of people who think that stuff is dumb.
No. Underrated. Meal prepping allows you to create a schedule for yourself to do work, to spend time with family, to eat healthy, and to consistently be nourished.
Super fruits like dragon fruit, like a star fruit.
Oh my God. Underrated.
Underrated. Okay, last but not least, nuts, mixed nuts, almonds, cashews.
You love that stuff. I think that's why you put that stuff in this question.
Takoya already knows. If you know my routine, Takoya knows. I have this spot in my corner, and I'm always
you're always munching on them.
I know. That's how I keep
almonds next to me. I got my almonds over here.
I mean, do you know what I do all day is jibber jabber, walking, talking, doing all this. So I need to keep my system going. So underrated, overrated, nuts.
Just because you love them, I'm gonna say overrated.
Of course she is.
We got that brother-sister dynamic here.
Yeah, and I love you for that, sis. Well, listen, Tima, thank you, of course, for playing. Thank you for being our guest. We are so excited for you. We're definitely going to have you over. How can people connect with you for obviously anybody who is in New Jersey and, of course, within your area? How can people connect with you? Messenger, DMing you, Instagram? What would you recommend?
I am an Instagram junkie. I have not yet become a Facebook junkie. So through Instagram, I purposely didn't want to create too many ways because, again, it's just one of me. And realistically, I can only do but so much to be able to produce quality and stick to my promises to people. So Instagram is the best way to communicate with me. Thank you, guys. Thank you for being that hope for me and the light. Just because this is the first time I'm actually interacting with you, it doesn't mean that I didn't hear of you or hear from you through my brother. I appreciate the people you guys are, and the world just needs more people like you guys. to just light up. Sometimes you just need someone to light up that candle, and then that candle could light up a whole forest. So thank you guys so much for being you tonight. That's it.
Well, you are amazing.
I'm sorry, I'll text you though. You know, I usually text you a cute little text at night. So
we appreciate you, Tima. You are amazing, and thank you for blessing us in here this evening. boldfood_th. That is boldfood_th on Instagram. If you want to walk around all day saying I am hungry, check out those videos and pictures because she is good. All right, give it up one last time for Fatima Harding, y'all. We love you and appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon, Tima. See ya.
Yeah, bye guys.
All right, let's go around the world. I mean, if you guys could give me that final nugget before we wrap it up for today, why don't we start with Ali D? Your final note for this evening to inspire and motivate somebody who's looking to start a business and is terrified.
Honestly, I mean, I feel like Tima said so much, and I hope you guys were listening and gained so much insight on that, and just her heart for what she does. Like, that's the nugget I want to leave with you and make sure that you got that put your heart into what you're doing and love it. If you're just in it for the money, let me tell you, it's not going to be successful the way that you want it. You need to put your heart and soul into something that you absolutely love, and that's where it's going to blossom. And I just loved seeing that from Tima, and that's a perfect example of the heart you need to have for your business.
Right on. Debi Salmons.
Oh, absolutely. That same thing. I mean, my heart is actually full, Ali, listening to Tima and really like just hearing the love and the passion and the integrity and all of those right things, right thought patterns, right behaviors that she's pouring into this. It filled my heart because that's what it's really about, right? When I do my segment next week, and one of the things I talk about is affluence, right? But it's about having affluence in multiple areas and having balance. And that's what I was hearing from Tima as well, when she talked about getting her kids to cook with her, right? And teaching them that. We've got to have balance in all these areas. If it's just about money, it won't work. If it's just about passion and you don't have a bit of a plan, it won't work. If you're unbalanced physically, emotionally, spiritually, it won't work. So Tima's, I mean, Ali, I got to agree with you, man. She is amazing. And what a case study right there. Absolutely the best guest we could have started with for sure.
100%. Tokoyo.
Good stuff. I'm just proud of the Mehdaoui bloodline. Like they got something in the sauce over there, right? That's, I mean, Ali was a chef, cook, culinary school, all that. Moms, it's in the blood, it's in the DNA, man. So something's going on over there. But I just want to say, man, just follow your passions. But first of all, like I said before, find out what it is for you. So many of us are doing things that other people said it was good for us, and and we're missing out on what it is that we could bring to the marketplace, what we could bring to the world, because we're, again, doing what everyone else says to do or what we think everybody wants us to do. So, just get out of that mindset and just know that you can do more, you can be more and all that stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud of tonight's episode. It's probably, I know it's only the third, but one of the best that we've had. Me personally, I've seen a different side out of my sister that I always knew was there, but tonight she's blossomed as, that thing, are entrepreneurs made or are they born? I think they are a little bit of both. And my sister was always, that version you saw tonight was always there. I just never got to see it because she was never in that environment, in that element to showcase her greatness. So I am so excited, so proud of her. Man, I gotta go back and take a whole lot of those quotes that she was dropping. I mean, what is your vision? I'll tell you what I'm not seeing. He didn't say, I'm going to tell you what I'm envisioning. No, I'm going to tell you what I'm not seeing. I'm not seeing myself working hard, for money. I'm not seeing myself compromising time. I'm like, man.
I'm just going to change my question.
That's right. That was some good stuff right there.
Yeah, that was powerful. So make sure you join our community, iam.media. If you have Android, just go and download MEVolt. That is the app. If you have Android, iOS is coming soon. And iam.media, you will have the ability, the opportunity, should you want to have strategic partners, tools, resources, training, coaching, mentorship, anything you could imagine for an average of $1.50 a day. But try us out tonight and see what happens. It's a slight investment in you and in your future. So with that, I appreciate you and I thank you. Hey, strategic partners, tell them peace out, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Peace. Hi, my name is Ali Mehdaoui, and I have spoken over 500 conferences in 3 languages, including TEDx and many Fortune 100 companies, sold books in 7 countries, and I focus on helping struggling entrepreneurs to leverage social media and the digital space to create brand equity and revenue. Visit me today at winwithali.com and let me show you how we can grow your financial bottom line and help you expand with momentum.